guys, welcome back to our channel, Auto Exotic Club.
So today we will be reviewing this brand new 2019 Alfa Romeo 4C.
The first thing you're going to see when you see or buy this car is obviously the front end. This car has a very aggressive front end with all the grills and the Alfa Romeo logo. These two radars are an aftermarket radar company called K40, which is a expensive radar for the police, but it is worth it because you want a radar installed on a car like this because most of the times you're probably going to want to speed. Later in detail in these beautiful headlights, it has exposed dry carbon around it and has these two beautiful LED lights. Tell by looking at the front end, this car sits very, very low. This has no aftermarket suspension, it's not lowered, it's not bagged. It probably sits 3 or 4 inches off the ground, which is really crazy for stock suspension. As you take a closer look to the side, so if you look closer, this car is optioned with carbon fiber intakes. This is used for better aerodynamics and mostly used to cool down the brakes when you're going around the track and always hitting the brakes hard around turns. You look closer, this car is optioned with carbon fiber mirrors with the Italian logo on it because it's an Italian supercar. So this car is a Spider, so which means you could go on a nice drive, maybe Saturday, Sunday, and you can actually enjoy the car, even though it is not the most comfortable car to go on long drives because it's such small, makes all the engine noises, suspension is very hard, it's not comfortable. Take a closer look in the back. This car is equipped with an aftermarket Akrapovic exhaust, which I gotta tell you, I've owned 2 of them, and the first one I had didn't have the Akrapovic system, which it sounded good, but this is completely straight pipe, so it's from the manifolds right out, which sounds way more louder and aggressive. You could see the little detail, there's a little bit of carbon fiber there, which I personally don't like because if not a lot of you know, carbon fiber tends to melt when it's really hot, so that's most likely going to start to wear and then it's just going to be black, which I don't think is the best, but then again, each car has its flaws. You'll take a closer look at the wheels. These are 5-spoke wheels finished in dark gray with red brake calipers, and that's basically it to wrap around the car. Very low, very fast, great brakes, and really fun car to drive around the track, even around twisty back roads. This is the storage space for this car. This car is actually not equipped with a front trunk, which is not the most practical, but you can't really fit anything back here. You could probably put 2 or 3 backpacks at the most. You could keep your soft top on it, and keep in mind it's not a big soft top, but it's pretty big. Then we also have a bag. This is a pretty big bag, but it's very skinny, so it's not huge. You could, like I said, you could probably put 2 or 3 bags, but that's about it. Anything else is really, this is where you set up your trickle charger. So you basically put the positive on the red and the negative on the black, and then you just plug it into this and it keeps the car charged and ready, because if you don't know, most supercars, if you don't put them on a trickle charger, they'll tend to die. The batteries will die because there's so much electronic with it. If you leave it sitting for 2-3 weeks, the car will most likely not start. Let's take a closer look of the inside of this car. The amount of space in the cockpit of this car is very, very small. Like, I'm 6 foot, and if I hold down my hands like this, I could touch side to side. So it just goes to show you how small the car actually is. If you take a closer look, these seats are actually carbon fiber. And then again, it's to show that like it's a lightweight supercar. The whole monocoque is actually all carbon fiber, and you can see the little detail carbon fiber in here, but there's not too much in it. All I gotta say is Alfa didn't really do a great job inside of this car because the buttons feel plasticky, they feel flimsy, and it's not the best. But then again, you're not buying this car to be comfortable, to go on a long ride. You're going to have this car to go around the track and have fun with it. Seat in the car. So, first thing you'll probably see is this beautiful Italian leather steering wheel with mounted paddle shifters on the side. The carbon fiber screen, which shows you all the detail of the car. Take a closer look of this Alpine sound system. So, not the best sounding system, but I gotta give it to Alfa Romeo for such a small car. They put a little subwoofer back here and the 2 speakers on the sides of the door, and it doesn't sound too bad, but when you're driving down the highway or maybe going around turns, you're not gonna hear a lot because you're gonna hear the blow-off noise from the turbo, the air intake, everything. Every little bump you hit, every little rock that hits the car, you hear it all. Next, we move on to the air conditioning heating system control. And this is what I was talking about. Very plasticky feel. Everything is not the best high quality, but it's, you know, it is what it is. Next, this is the transmission module where you control. You could pop it into first, neutral, automatic, and manual, and this is reverse. It has dry carbon fiber around it, which is a very neat touch. This is to adjust your mirrors. So if you push it to the left, you could adjust your mirror. You push it to the right, you adjust the other mirror. This is the modes you could select. As you could see, this is Alfa Romeo Sport, so it's the highest of the settings. You could put it into dynamic, which open the valves for the Akrapovic exhaust. Regular, like normal, and then you could put all weather is when basically if it's snowing, raining, I don't know, any of those bad conditions, you could put this and it keeps the car from sliding. It doesn't put a lot of boost to the turbo, and yeah, that's basically it. This is the screen. It's made out of dry carbon fiber. This is all the stuff you could use. This is for aluminum. You could change the when you want it to beep when you get to a reach point, the hour, the date, the measurements, the language, and that's basically it. Then you see here the air vents. Then again, dry carbon fiber. That's really basically it. This has dry carbon fiber. It says Alpha 4C on it, which is pretty cool. Has very small floor mats with the Alpha 4C embroidered in, and that's really it. This is the handbrake, and that's really it. This is the leather with gray or like a tan stitching. Door handle. This is how you pop the hood. Closer look of the detail, the carbon fiber in this car. As you could tell, also carbon fiber back. This is a little window, and if you take a closer look at the pedals, they're kind of like a race car, very lightweight aluminum. Then again, Alfa kept all the weight savings possible in this car because they want to make this car as light as possible and quick. Keep in mind, guys, 240 horsepower, 250 pound-feet of torque in a 2,400 pound car, which is pretty crazy if you think about it. We've got a couple revs out of this 1.7 liter 4-cylinder. amazing. Not the most comfortable car, but hey, doesn't matter. You're having fun. Let's take a final look around this car. Alright guys, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, subscribe, turn on the post notifications, and let us know what you guys want us to review next. Thank you guys, have a good day.